Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
So today we have Abby Torres, my teammate and my
Yay.
friend with
Hi,
Guaranteed
Abby.
Rate. So Abby,
Hello.
Abby specializes in renovation loans, and honestly, we've spoke about this before, and Abby was our guest before, but I think that the renovation loan is the most overlooked loan product in the market. And there are the ugly duckling homes out there that are the
Hmm.
star of the show that could gain so much appreciation if they had somebody like Abby that knows the renovation loan in and out.
Yeah, they're definitely not the easiest, but they're not the hardest when you have the right team. That's how I explain it to people. Because they're like, renovation, oh my God! But it's a great
Yeah.
program. It definitely is a great program.
Yeah. So the renovation loan, basically, you still can get in with 3.5% down or 3% down conventional, right?
Yes. So typically how the renovation works is just it's still the same type of loan program, whatever you're pre-approved for, either FHA or a conventional.
Mhm.
But then now we just add the renovation piece to it to make sure that the property passes through inspection. And a lot of the times that's basically it. It's just that some of these properties can't pass through inspection because it needs work. So that's when this renovation comes into play. But yes, it could be 3.5% or 3% down.
Amazing, really. So even these properties that people want that are cash only, right, would be the ideal.
Yes. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So you'll see sometimes in listings they'll say, because right off the bat they know that there's probably some, issues with the property. So
Yeah.
they'll say cash offer and they'll have as is. Or, financing available as far as renovation goes. So that's the only way you'll be able to get this property.
And also, I think one of the benefits, if I remember correctly, because I used a renovation loan, my husband and I, for our home years ago, and it was
Mhm.
incredible.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, so you can use you do use the appraised value of the finished renovation to determine your loan to value, right?
Yes. So that's the nice and that's the beauty about this type of loan as well, because there's right now the challenges I've seen that some people are putting in offers and either not getting accepted because others are putting a higher offer than what they can qualify for. So now they're kind of lowering their purchase price to see other homes, but they may need a little bit of work. So now they have the renovation loan that they can, buy this property. So with the repairs that they're getting done, it's going to include in the loan. So the after improved value is already taking that into account, which is awesome because they're walking into equity already.
Yeah. That's so nice.
And
Yes.
quite honestly, I mean, that's the key piece, I think, because you could technically tell somebody if the appraisal doesn't come in, right, higher, you're going to know the end value right away. So if it doesn't make sense to spend the money and the value isn't there, you could technically walk away and you're out the appraisal fee at the worst,
Right.
right?
Yeah. And I mean, and then also there's a consultant who is involved, depending on how much work the property needs. I mean, it's not all for ugly homes.
I
there's
know.
homes, there's there's homes that are very, they're great and they're in great condition. It's just they're super outdated. Maybe somebody just never updated the kitchen or took out the carpet or what have you. So that also is something they can use for this type of loan. But yes, the value is definitely something that I let the agents know, like, okay, if they're putting a lot of work into the property, we just want to make sure that all the comps in the area is going to support that value as well with
Hmm.
the improved renovation. So yeah, that's key.
Well,
Well,
and I
and
think what you said too is important. Like a lot of people hear like renovation loan and they think they're buying a total shithole. Like, and
Right.
it freaks them out that there's going to be all these big, huge things wrong. And it could be something as simple as it needs a new kitchen
Yeah,
or
that's it.
bathroom. So it's a great
Exactly.
way to, get in there and start building some equity right away if you don't
Yeah.
have like, a huge savings account to do that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, and during COVID, I was extremely busy with this type of loan, and it wasn't even had nothing to do with, the condition of the property. Most of them, I will say, because they were all just adding an additional room or office room or a kid's playroom, because it was just
Mhm.
everybody was stuck at
Everybody
home.
was home. Yeah.
So yeah, so this is why I tell people it's not just because the property needs, it needs
A
some
lot of work.
updates. Yeah, it's just whatever the property needs, just to kind of be at your standards. That's what you can use. So yeah, it's a great program.
And a good point, because now more than ever, honestly, and I should have highlighted that as well. There's not a lot of inventory. So Danielle, Lindsay, when you're showing homes, you're probably frustrated because you're not finding everything that checks every box for these people, for
Right.
borrowers. So you should be looking at, or the borrowers could be looking at these homes differently when they're walking through them. Like, hey, we could fit a bathroom there, or we could
Mhm.
knock this wall down and make the big open space that we dreamed of,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right?
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
so much
I'm sure.
potential.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll come across some challenges on their end, and the thing is, like, some of the people that walk into these homes are like, oh no, I don't like it, and it's
Yeah,
like we have to kind of explain to them, hey, have an open mind when you walk in, but hey, you love the price, right? You love the area, it has everything that you want, but we have to keep an open mind that there is other programs to get what you want.
Right.
Well,
right.
Danielle was just saying she has a listing coming up that needs a roof.
Yeah.
So with that, like a smaller renovation loan could help with something like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely.
And then how do you circumvent like insurance? Because I mean, it's not going to be insurable.
Well, no, there is a type of insurance that they have to
Okay.
get. Yeah, so just to make sure that, whatever type of work is getting done is included in that insurance. Because typically,
Okay.
obviously, the borrower does not own the home yet until we
Mhm.
close. So that's when the renovation process starts with work on the property.
Right.
Okay.
What type of turn time are we looking at? I know obviously it depends on the amount of work being done, but
It just depends. Yeah, like you said, but I've had contractors that are like they're valid. They got a great company. They have everything that they need, and they finish, big project within 3 months.
oh,
But normally for the whole process, they give like 6 months from the day they close, 6 months on, just to make sure that they complete. Because sometimes you'll come across, like right now, if somebody was to buy, we come into this, November, December, and the weather, depending on what's going on with the weather or permits, so that can always delay things.
yeah. Abby, is there something about the renovation loan too where it will pick up some of your mortgage payments or cover some of the mortgage payments?
Oh yeah, great question. Yes, it is included. So if there's a bigger project and if there's enough room to include that in the loan, and
Hmm.
also the value of the property, you can include those payments into your loan. Correct. So
Up to six
meaning
months?
up to 6 months. So
Nice.
let's,
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, it's also a good thing because there's a lot of people who actually are paying a mortgage now, or they're paying rent, so they don't want to have to pay two mortgages or two payments. But
Right.
yeah, but I go over that with them just to make sure that one, the value is still going
Yeah.
to be there to help that, and two, they can qualify for it. So yeah, you can definitely do that.
And then
Okay.
does the renovation loan still work like our normal purchase mortgages where you're kind of skipping a month? So we're in October right now. If you purchased a home in October, your first mortgage payment isn't until December, and then those 6 months, up to 6 months of payments could be rolled in.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if let's say we closed it this month, right, and your first payment would be in December. um
Mm,
Instead of them making their payment,
mhm.
our draw department, we have our own draw department, they'll make that payment for the first 6 months, or however many months they include it, because they may not even want to do the 6 months, maybe they just
Right.
want to do 2 or 3. So those payments of the mortgage will be done and paid. Mhm.
Yeah. It's such a great product, and I'm so
Very
glad that
cool.
That's
Yep.
that you
awesome.
know
I didn't
it.
know about that.
I
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah,
know about that. That's really neat.
And what
yeah.
is the like what's your close time? Because I know there's a few extra steps in getting this loan and contractors and bid amounts and putting all the numbers together. So are you like at 30 days, 40 days, 60 days to close?
So it does take about 45 to 60 days to close.
Okay.
I normally tell people 60 days just because you're dealing with third party, people,
Mhm.
which means you have a consultant who's going to go out to the property and inspect it and see exactly what needs to get done. Now you have contractors. It's not always, it doesn't always work out with that same contractor. Maybe they have a second contractor. So, and the contractors may have subcontractors that need to go out to the property. So that's why it takes at least 60 days to close.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's still not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Sure. Yeah.
There's not a
Yeah,
big
it's not bad. I mean, if you have a property that you can't sell and the financing is difficult, then most of the times I've seen a lot of people accept these offers just because they want to be able to sell this property and it's only going to take 60 days.
Right.
Yeah. And maybe we can give hope, ignite hope for people that just aren't finding that house out there. Think about this renovation loan. Abby can help you.
For
If there's
sure.
houses that you've walked through already that you were like, well, I think we might be able to make it work, or it just needed a couple things, reach out to Abby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and right now rates are not bad. I mean,
No.
I tell people like, okay, if you're going to buy the home you want, let's not focus on the rates. I mean, although they're not bad, but no one stays in this loan forever. They refinance out of it after the year and go back to a lower rate.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah, this is great information. Thank you.
Yeah, of
Mhm.
course.
Yeah.
Thank you,
And
ladies.
we did a video, I think last month talking about the things buyers should start overlooking. So I think this ties in really good with that because they don't overlook the ugly kitchen. They're just like, I
Right,
couldn't live with this kitchen and they just can't see past it. And I think this is another conversation that more agents should be having because
Yeah.
right.
I've only done a couple in the 20 years I've been in the business, but I had one recently. I had the listing and I mentioned to the lender, like, why don't we try to do a renovation loan? Because it was just not working out, even conventionally. And he was like,
Right.
well, no.
Yeah, I don't want to do those. They're like, yeah,
Yeah. And I'm like,
it's
you don't want to do it because you don't know what you're doing.
100%.
exactly. Yes.
Let's
And
call
that's
Abby or
yep.
Laura. I guess either one of you at this point.
Yeah, and that's just it. Because people are not well knowledged about it, and once they kind of understand it and know it, then it's not as bad as as they think. So
Not as scary.
it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
as scary. Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. So thank you for the time today. And then
All right.
I'm sure
Yeah.
we'll do it again in the future.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I
yeah,
appreciate
ladies, let me
it.
know.
Dave,
Yeah,
so
let me know how we can help.
Okay.
send
I'll
the
keep you
link
posted
back.
on that one with the roof because that it's going to be, either it has to sell for cash. I mean, it needs a roof. I mean, a
Okay.
blind person could see that it needs a roof. It's
Oh,
that
wow.
bad. It's not going to get insurance. So it's not going to, you can't finance right now. So, maybe you could put a little, one page flyer together that I can print out and just leave at the property might be helpful
Oh
for
yeah,
both
that's
of
a
us.
great idea. I can
So.
send something to Laura and something you
Yeah,
guys can
so
put
I'll
on
get
there.
you the info. They're doing an estate sale this weekend, so maybe by end of next week, but I'm thinking more realistically the following week it'll be ready to go up. So
Perfect. Sounds
Okay,
I
good.
will
you
keep you
guys.
posted.
Perfect.
Yes,
All
thank
right.
you.
Thank you,
All
ladies.
right,
Bye,
bye.
guys.
Ah.